Okay, guys. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining. I greet everyone. I can see Sixtus. I can see Melissa. I can see Eunice. And what are the other names? I welcome you all. Let me go straight to talk a bit about myself. My name is CK Chukwukalu. I have been around. I've been around. I've been working for a long time, and I've done a couple of jobs that put me in a position to be able to talk about customer success from an experiential point of view. I've worked in Guinness. I've worked in MTN. I've worked in Airtel. I've worked in Etisalat. I've worked in FCMB, and I've worked in EcoBank. In all of these roles, I was in marketing, and in marketing, my role as marketing director for three of them meant that I supervised customer service, customer care, customer experience, in addition to marketing. Okay, so I am coming with a wealth of experience, and like you know, this is a webinar. A webinar is very short. Okay, it may not, we will not get into the in-depth of most of what we're talking about, but I hope that with your questions, we can kind of frame our discussion and address as much as can be done within the period of this webinar. Okay, so I lecture at Pan-Atlantic University, the MSc class. I take them on two courses, two very interesting courses. One is brand strategy, and the other is experiential marketing. Okay, and then I also facilitate part of the MBA class at the LBS. So I am both a professional in terms of marketing career and customer management career, and I'm also a lecturer and a coach. A corporate trainer. Okay, so this afternoon it's my pleasure to have you around. Now, what are we going to cover in terms of objectives or in terms of the takeout? What I want you to take out at the end of today's course are two major things. Number one is to understand what customer success means. What does customer success mean? I know you've heard about customer service, you've heard about customer management, you've heard about customer support, you've heard about customer experience management. All of them put together, all comes under what we now call customer success. It's slightly broader than the different aspects that we have mentioned. It is broader than customer support. It is broader than customer service. It is broader than customer experience management. But they all tie together because the customer is the reason for all of it. So that is number one KPI or objective that I want us to cover. Let us understand what it means. Then number two, we talked about customer feedback and complaint management, because that's where the challenge is for most organizations, how to manage feedback and how to handle complaints from customers. Okay, we will look at that also. And then at the end of the day, which is what I mean by overall, you will see, you stop seeing, you stop avoiding complaining customers because you see the value they bring to the table. Complaining customers are actually very good customers. We will stop avoiding them when we see the value that they bring to the table. Okay, so those are the things that we'll cover. So I'm starting with the first module, as it were, which is customer success, and I call it the winning strategy. Now, why is it a winning strategy? It's a winning strategy because if you understand what you need to do to keep your customer perpetually happy, then you have that customer for life. And that is what customer service is about. Customer success, that is what it's about. How to proactively keep your customer. And that's why we've called it a winning strategy. Because again, why are you in business if you cannot keep your customer? You bring them in and they go out. It's like a draining or a leak. It's like a basket. It's like you pouring water into a basket. Yes, water is being poured, but it's all going out. It's leaking. And that is not a good place to be. Okay? So it's a winning strategy. But before we get into defining customer success, I'd like us to ask ourselves, what do customers really want? What do customers really want? No matter the industry you are in telecoms, you are in an online business, you're selling fabrics, you're a fashion designer, you are a branding consultant, you are a tailor, whatever you're doing, okay? There are 5 basic things that every customer is looking for. 5 of them. And when we go through them, you'll see why they are really important. You must know what your customer is looking for. In addition to the fact that your product is good and your quality is right and your price is right, there are basic things that the customer is looking for. One of them, let me start. The very first thing I want to talk about is fairness. The customer wants to be treated fairly. And I want to think about this. I know we have our loyalty program that makes us differentiate between customers. You have your segmentation. You want your high value customers, your mid-level customers, and your low-level customers, and all of that. Fantastic. But at the core of their engagement with you is that they want you to be fair to them. If you're fair to your customer, you will have them with you. That's number one. And by definition, it means your customer expect to be treated as well as everyone else, and not like they have been taken advantage of in any way. No customer wants to feel like you have taken advantage of me. And taking advantage of a customer happens in different ways. Either you have sold him something that he believes that he can buy cheaper elsewhere, or you bought something that he is now doubting the quality, or he's been talked down anyhow because he came into your space, or he asks you questions and you didn't answer on time and all that. These are little ways that your customer feels that you have not treated them fairly. So number one, a customer wants to be treated fairly. Number two is knowledge. The customer wants to know what is happening. Some of us, we say we want to take our customers by surprise. It does not work that way. It's not your spouse that you want to surprise. The customer wants to be in the know. If a customer wants to buy something, he wants to see that you understand what he wants to buy and you understand what he's asking for, and that your response is in line with what he has asked for. So it's about knowledge. Number 3 is approval and appreciation. A customer wants to feel that you appreciate the fact that he or she came to you. Whether it's online, whether it's via telephone conversation, whether it's physical, whether it's, in whatever form that your customer makes contact with you, he or she wants to walk away feeling appreciated, feeling that they have your approval, that you approve the fact that they came to you. It makes them feel like this is the place to be. Number 4 is a feeling of being in charge. The customer feels that he's in charge. He wants to feel that he's in charge because he's paying the money. He's the reason why you are in business. Without a customer, your business is non-existent. Your business is existing to the extent that you have customers. So when a customer walks into your space, be it online or offline, okay, the customer wants to walk away feeling that he's in charge. And when we say being in charge, it just means that he has understanding of what he's doing with you and what you are doing with him or doing for him. If you're trying to resolve an issue for him, he wants to know where you are on it. He wants to know that something is happening. Unlike you thinking, don't worry, when we're ready, we'll call you. The customer doesn't feel in charge if you treat him that way. Then the last one, number 5, is the customer wants to be respected. It's a feeling of, a good feeling of being appreciated. You walk there, and that's why you will say thank you to your customer. Even if he has annoyed you, you will say thank you. Even if, you walk into a restaurant, they say thank you. As, they bring something to you, they say thank you. They are making telephone call, there's a thank you note as the person is signing off. It's a form of respect. The customer wants you to genuinely respect him because he came into your space. So now that we have looked at these five things that the customer generally wants, I want us to quickly read through this case study. This is a short case study. Just take a look and read it. It has to do with telecom, but you'll see the value as we go further. TTA Telecoms is a leading telecommunications company providing a range of services including internet, mobile, and landline connections to both residential and business customers. Despite having a strong customer base, TTA Telecom has noticed a decline in customer satisfaction ratings and an increase in customer churn rates in recent months. Upon further analysis, it became evident that there was a need to enhance customer success in the initiative and strengthen client relationship management to address these challenges. Okay, so let's unbundle it. This is a company that's doing very well. They provide services for both individuals and for businesses. They have data, they have internet, they have mobile, they have landlines. Okay, and they had a good chunk of customer base. So they were doing well. People were coming and were staying because they liked what they were getting. But suddenly they discovered that the numbers started dropping. People started leaving for other networks. That's what we call churn. Churn is attrition. When you drop a particular thing for an alternative, you have churned. Okay? And when they investigated further, they discovered that it had to do with the satisfaction level. So, what do you think has happened? If this was a physical class, I would have taken your comments, each of them, okay? You would have taken so, but let's go back to telecoms. Being a telecoms company, what do you think may have happened? Number one is that maybe there have been service reliability issues. It is possible, okay? It is also possible that there have been poor customer support. You know, when a customer has an issue or a need, and they come in contact and they come back to the company, how you respond to them, how you handle the situation is extremely very important. It can even be that they saw that there is a more competitive price than elsewhere. So what you were charging X amount, they can find it somewhere else charging X minus Y. Okay. It can also be communication barriers or breakdown, where they are not just reaching you, you're not communicating right. It can be ineffective customer success initiative because the things you have put in place to satisfy your customers are not working. And again, it could be because the feedback mechanism is not there to help you understand and appreciate how your customer feels you, how your customer perceives you. You know, all of these are things that may have happened to TTA, which is what caused them to begin to see a drop in their numbers, a drop in customer satisfaction rating, a drop in their customer service rating, because a couple of things were not there. What about culture or organizational challenges? At times it is the culture. It can be because there's a change of some sort. Maybe there's a change in leadership and there's a change in the dynamics of the business, and the customers are finding it difficult to understand or to weather through the change process. It can be any of this. So I said all this to highlight the fact that a couple of things can make a client that is doing very well, a business that is doing very well, to suddenly begin to see a drop in customer satisfaction level or in their customer success level. Okay, so that is that. So having said this, having looked at one, what customers want, and then two, looked at the case study and seen how this company was doing well, but suddenly there's a drop, we're now asking ourselves, what is customer success? What is customer success? Customer success is a proactive approach. Okay? It's a proactive approach that a business takes to ensure that their customers achieve their desired outcomes while using their products and services. You know, the most powerful touch point of any business is your product and services. That is the most powerful touch point. You can bamboozle us with good ads. You can have a fantastic website that is, You can have everything. You can give official cards to all your staff, and you look good out there. But when your customer makes contact with you via your product and services, what is the takeout? So customer success is about a proactive strategy, a proactive engagement that you have with your customer that ensures that your customer feels satisfied each time they use your product. So it comes from, it involves the onboarding process. How do you onboard your customer? How do you onboard your customer? It includes your staff, your workforce. How trained and educative are they? Do they understand what they are selling? Do they understand how to handle customer interactions? It's about the proactive support. You don't wait until there's a problem before you reach out to your customers. You are proactively asking, what can we do to get better, so that the problem does not arise where they are leaving you because there are challenges. It's about how you monitor performance. You have products. How do you check that your product is working? Imagine if you have an online payment platform. How do you check to understand the experience that your customers have? And not just looking at your system and assuming that money is coming in, therefore people are using it. Are you checking to understand if the experience that you promised is what your customers are getting? These are the things to watch out for. So customer success includes how you manage your customer as an account. Now it becomes an account because you know that it's a revenue spinner for you. Every customer should be an account because it's a revenue spinner for you. You need to understand that business, understand that customer. What do they want? What makes them tick? What are they looking for? What do they have? What else do they want? All of this is part of what we call account management. And then lastly is feedback and engagement. Getting feedback is a very important aspect of customer success. You must know what your customers are saying about you per time. You must proactively ask for feedback. Some of us don't like feedback because we think it might be negative, so you avoid it. No, don't avoid feedback. Let them come, but work on it, and that's why that's what makes it important. Is your ability to work on the feedback that you have, okay, so that you are better in doing whatever you are doing for your customer. Then the engagement. Customers will make contact with us all the time through our products and services, and also through the channels we have created for them to engage with us. If a customer goes to your website, what do they get? If a customer comes to your physical environment, what do they get? That engagement is extremely important. So what are we saying in effect? We're saying that customer success involves anticipating customer challenges ahead of time. Don't wait for it to happen, anticipate it. And you do that by staying in touch with your customer. It's about staying in touch with your customer. It's about investing in your customer, in your relationship with your customer, so that you can imagine what are they looking for next. So it involves anticipating customer challenges and providing solutions before it becomes an issue. Okay, and when you do that, what happens is that you keep your customers satisfied, and that leads to loyalty, and that leads to retention. So if I'm to summarize customer success, I will say that it is the proactive activities and actions and strategies that a business deploys to ensure that the customers, our customers are satisfied, they are loyal, and that they stay with them. That will be very simple but all-encompassing definition of what customer success is. Okay, so what I would say in effect is that it is a long-term, scientifically engineered and professionally directed strategy for maximizing customer and company sustainability proven value. Okay, so remember that as a company, as a business, you're in business to create value. Okay, and your business will thrive to the extent that you create value. Everybody wants to buy value. People are buying value, they are buying experience, and it's the totality of what your products and services can deliver and what every contact they make with you delivers to them. And that is exactly what we're saying. Okay, so customer service is like your business strategy at work. That's what it is. So the role of customer service is extremely crucial in every business. If you don't have the customer, then you have no business. If your customer base is not growing, then your business is not progressing. So growth is synonymous with how happy your clients are, because if they're happy, they will stay. They will introduce more people from their they will introduce their friends, and it's such a wonderful thing because people respect the opinions of their close friends. If a close friend tells you, "Oh, I bought this fabric so and so place," you're more likely not to go around. You just want to go there and buy the fabric because you can see it and it looks good. So we're saying that customer service is about sustaining your business. It's about those things that you do to proactively understand what your customer is looking for, even before they ask you, and then fix it. It's about knowing what is it that is becoming a problem ahead of it becoming obvious to your customers, and then you fix it. Okay? So I believe that as I'm talking, you are relating it to your own business. What are the touch points of your business? What are the things that your customers have been talking about that you need to work on? What are the things that you need to do to get your customers to get endeared to you? What do you think would drive loyalty? What do you think would drive retention? These things are what customer success embodies. When you put them in place, okay, what happens is that it helps to maximize the value you deliver. It also maximizes the value that your customer gets from the engagement with you. Wow. So that's where we will rest on customer success. I don't know. Let me see. Can I take a question? Just one question. Anyone that has a question so far? Before I move to complaint management. Okay, no questions. I can see that I was quite explicit. Okay, so let's move to the next module, which is customer complaint management. I mean, you cannot, and the first thing I like to say to us is that a complaint is not a sign that you're not doing well. It is not a sign that your business is a write-off. It's just a sign that there is something that your client is not clear about, or your client does not understand, or there is something that your customer or client has identified that they need to bring to your attention. So it's like a friend talking to another friend, in my view. Okay. So, and that brings me to how I want us to view complaint. I want us to view complaint as a box, as a gift box. I mean, during Valentine, I'm sure most of us got some fantastic gift boxes, and then we also gave out some fantastic gift boxes to our friends and all that. Couples, friends, partners, and co. Okay, so imagine what is in the box that you give out. Maybe some valuable stuff like jewelries, maybe some chocolates. Some people had very expensive wine, roses, all kinds of things, cake, and so on. Okay, just imagine what you had in the box that you got. Imagine how much or how you valued the stuff. Just imagine that. That is how I want you to imagine to value the complaints that come from your customers and your clients. I know somebody might be asking, might be saying that, what does it mean? What does it mean? How can I complain? Because some customers can be really hard when they are complaining. Okay? But just remember that even the hard customer, the fact that he came to complain to you means that he loves you. He cares about your business. He still wants to be with you. A customer that does not want to remain with you will not bother complaining. They will look for alternative and they will move on. So do not avoid complaining customers. Rather embrace them. Embrace them, because they are the ones that are telling you the truth. They are the ones that are highlighting to you the things that you may not have seen, because they are the one who is using your product, who is making contact with you from outside. You may be able to explain what you're going through. Oh, naira value dollar has value, exchange rate has gone up, therefore this, therefore that. But that's not how the customer sees it. The customer is looking for a couple of other things. And based on how they value you, based on how they interpret what is happening, is how they will come across to you. So let's treat complaint as a gift. And secondly, do not avoid complaining customers. Now let's look at this second case study. Okay, Mrs. Harris, not the presidential candidate of a Democratic Party in America, okay, has this to say. Let me read it. It says, Mrs. Harris, a policy holder with our insurance company, recently experienced a car accident and filed a claim for damages to her vehicle. She has been a loyal customer for several years and has never filed a claim before. So this is a customer that's been very loyal, there for years, but has never filed a claim before. But recently, her car was involved in an accident and she had to file a complaint, a claim. She now met some challenges. Number one, so after submitting her claim, Mrs. Harris encountered delays and frustrations in the claims processing and settlement process. She felt unheard and undervalued as a customer, leading to dissatisfaction and a negative perception of the company. This is a very loyal customer who has never filed a claim before, but this now happens, and the way she was treated, she felt unheard, she felt undervalued, okay? And that led her to becoming dissatisfied and negative perception towards the company. If I ask you, if this was your company, what would you do? How do you go after this Mrs. Harris? How do you correct that impression? And what do you learn from the process? That is what we want to look at next. So what action did they take? Number one, you have to acknowledge the complaint, because she has complained that she feels unheard, she feels undervalued, right now she's dissatisfied. You cannot now start to quote law at her and try to remind her of policies. No, the first thing is to acknowledge her problem, acknowledge the challenge. It may be that you're just going through the process. It may be that there is really no issue, but from her perception, there's an issue, and that's why she has complained. So when you do that, the next thing is to ensure that while the matter is being resolved, provide her regular updates. Provide her regular updates. Show empathy and understanding. Show empathy. Show empathy. Show understanding. Okay? Then try and solve the problem. Expedite action. Because you cannot, even if you're being empathetic and you're calling me every day to give me updates, but you're not doing, it's dragging, I will still be unsatisfied. Okay? And then finally, follow up when the matter has been resolved and get feedback from them. Okay? So look at what happened at the end of the resolution. It said, after the claim was settled, our team followed up with Mrs. Harris to ensure her satisfaction with the outcome. We also solicited feedback on our claim experience to identify areas for improvement in our customer service processes. Okay, fantastic job they have done here. There was a complaint, they took it up. First, they acknowledged it, and then they started working on it and provided Mrs. Harris regular feedback. Okay, and in the process, you could see that they empathized with her, unlike if nobody cared. You know how at times our customer facing staff just behaves as if, yes, I'm here, okay, yes, what for? Yeah. We are working on it. I will get back to you when we are ready, without any empathy, without showing understanding. But that was not the case here. They did what they needed to do, and at the end of the resolution, okay, they were able to do a feedback session with her, and they got the results to know how she now feels now that it's been resolved. So, as a result of the proactive and empathetic approach, Mrs. Harris' claim was successfully settled to her satisfaction, and it was done promptly. So, despite the initial challenges, she appreciated the work that the team put in, the responsibility, the responsiveness, okay, and the professional way that it was treated. And then that commitment was what now made her, feel really, really satisfied. So they were committed to addressing her needs, and that is what we're talking about. There will be problems, but the way you handle it is extremely very important. You must acknowledge what the problem is. You must work on it, provide regular updates. Okay, you must show empathy and understanding. Okay, and then at the end of the day, when it's resolved, you must ask for feedback. And this is what has happened here. So they won back Mrs. Harris, and she's back as a loyal customer, and she's happy with the business. Well, let me quickly ask us, what are the causes of complaints? Think about your own industry. Think about your own business. What are the things that cause complaints? Okay, I would say that chief amongst them at times is employee errors or attitudes. At times, because we are human beings. At times we carry emotions into our job, and maybe somebody who was offended at home comes to work, feeling a bit, under the weather and all that, and it can affect what we're doing. So let's watch that. Number two is our processes. At times, our processes cause the problem. Our processes are so cumbersome, and the customer does not have an end-to-end understanding of it. And in that process, the customer feels dissatisfied, feels undervalued and unappreciated. That can cause complaints. At times too, it is the customer who is not following direction. But really, do you want to blame the customer? You have to appreciate the fact that the customer needs to make out time to read the complaint, but take him or her through the process so that the customer understands it better and can now use it as it may be appropriate. What about our marketing campaigns? At times, I'm sure on your road, you hear all these people who are selling local medicine. They say this medicine can cure all diseases. When you put it like that and somebody buys it, and then what is the problem that he has is not resolved, then you are in trouble. It means that you have lied to them. You have sold the wrong thing to them. So it's important that in our communication, while we want to use flowery languages and we want to be very we want to talk in superlatives, okay, let's be careful that we don't over promise. Let's promise what our product and services can do, so that the customer doesn't get disappointed when he makes contact with our product. Then finally, it's just misunderstanding. It does happen. People can misunderstand each other, either by virtue of culture or whatever. So, but the point is that when there's a misunderstanding or when there's a complaint, let us get to the root of it and solve it. When you solve it, then you've earned the right and the respect of your customer also. They want your respect, but you also deserve their respect, and it comes from the way the complaint was handled. Okay, so handling the complaint is very, very important. And there's a simple process to follow. These are 5 simple processes. One is allow customer to vent. I don't know if you've met with any very irate customer. They don't want to hear you at all. Allow them vent. Let them just talk. At times it involves them using foul language. Just calm down, let them vent. And when they are done, okay, and you have listened to them, then you would know what the real problem is. So listen and respond with empathy. Don't respond back to them the way they have made a complaint. Calm down, hear them out, understand what they're saying, understand what the issue is, stay with the issue, and respond with empathy. Then acknowledge the problem. This is what the problem is. And once both of you are in agreement that this is what the problem is, then the solution becomes apparent. So follow through, okay, and solve it. And then when you have done, just maintain an attitude of care. The customer, remember when we were talking about what the customer is looking for? One of them is he wants to be treated fairly and cared for. Just maintain an attitude of care, and the customer or the client on the other side will understand that you mean well and will respond to you appropriately. Okay, so these are the 5 ways to handle a complaint, and when you follow this process, you will get good results. So finally, complaints lead to value creation, because complaints are usually on something. At times it has to do with the product, at times it has to do with your processes, at times it has to do with your people, and so on. So when complaints come, it only means that an issue that can potentially affect your customer, your client base, has been brought to your table. It is now left for you to fix it. So complaints provide valuable feedback. They are valuable because there are things that when you fix it, it helps you to take care of subsequent customers. And at times, there have been companies that have evolved or developed a new product, a new service, a new solution from a complaint. Just by a complaint. If a complaint is becoming rampant and you're trying to fix it, it might lead you to a new product. So you have to create value. That's number 1. Complaints will lead to customer retention. A customer that complained and you sorted out the complaint will stay with you. It will stay with you. Like that Mrs. Harris. She will stay on because in the process, she has even understood the business better. What about reputation? A complaint helps to improve your reputation, because remember, the things that your customer has complained about are things that can potentially pull down your reputation. But when you fix it, okay, it prevents that thing from becoming a problem for you. Then operational improvement. At times, remember when we looked at the causes of complaint, some of them is a result of our program and service is not working the way it should work. Some it's our process is not working the way it should work. It will help you to organize your operations better from the complaints that you get. And then lastly, it helps to build customer relationship. It shows that you care about their experience and you are committed to their success. This is very powerful. So complaints are not necessarily bad. They're not bad. They're actually a gift to you, because when I come to complain to you, it means that there's still something between you and I. If not, I won't talk to you. I'll just go ahead and do what I want to do. I'll just move on. Okay, so a complaining customer should not be avoided. No, it should be welcomed. It should be listened to and attended to. And when that happens, it helps you to build a stronger relationship with your customer. So my question to you is, in your organization, in your business, where you work or the business that you run, how do you manage complaints? What's your attitude towards complaints? Do you see it as the people that want to run your business down, or do you see it as, an opportunity to get better? Please, it is an opportunity to get better. It will help you get valuable feedback. It will help you build retention. It will help you enhance your reputation. It will help you look at your processes, your operations, and see where there might be need for help. And above all, it will help you care for your customers. Wow. Okay. So, like I said at the beginning, this program is usually a 2-day, 1-week program for some organizations. Recently, we had a customer success training for one of our clients. I will actually give out the name, May1 Cables, and it was a 2-day program, fully packed. Okay, so we have a 1-day program that is coming where we can look at the different levels of it. Remember, I've just scratched it just to bring us to first the concept of value, customer success, and secondly, how to manage complaints. These are elements of the bigger course on customer success. And we have one coming up on the 21st of September. It's going to be online. It's going to be online where you will log in and we would spend 4 to 5 hours together and discuss a lot more about customer success and the different elements of it. Let me take you through a bit of what we'll cover. We'll look at an introduction, a full-fledged introduction to customer success. Okay. Then we'll look at understanding customer needs. You know, the big challenge that most people have is because they do not spend time or invest in understanding the needs of their customers, okay, things go wrong very quickly. You are not able to proactively identify the needs of your customers before it becomes a problem because you don't really know them. So we need to spend time to understand the needs of our customers. Then number 3 is about engagement. There are strategies that will help us engage our customers better. We will look at those strategies, how to implement such strategies in a very effective way, okay? And then we would look at how do we build strong client relationships. And then finally, we'll look at measurement. How do you measure success? How do you measure your strategies, your customer success strategy to be sure that they are successful? So these are the 5 modules that will be covered. And it will be covered. So usually it starts by 9 a.m. and which will be done by 1 p.m. I promise you, you would find it actually interesting because there will be exercises while we are going on so that you can talk about your business. You can bring your peculiar challenges, okay, your peculiar issues to the business. And don't forget, it's an open program. So there will be people from different industries, different companies that will join. And as they share their own experience, you get to learn from it. Okay, that is one of the beauty of open program. You have people coming from diverse industries, from diverse organizations, from diverse culture into a program, and it comes through in the discussion. Okay, so I'd like to encourage you to think about registering for this program. The cost is 50,000 naira per person. Okay, it's going to be fully packed with the exercises that would help you probe into your own business and how things are done. Okay, so I recommend this program to you. So to round up, okay, a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all. So whatever it will take for you to have satisfied customers, please go for it. Whatever it will take, and that's why if you check here, look at the small print here under customer service, customer success. It says, come and learn how to proactively satisfy your customer needs consistently. This is what this course is about. So you know how to proactively. When you do it proactively, it costs you less to achieve, unlike when there's a problem and you're not trying to troubleshoot and solve problems. Why don't you proactively find out what your customer is looking for and provide it? That way, your customer feels like you spend all your life thinking about them, which is what it should be. You should spend quality time thinking about your customer, how they are going to be happy with you, how they are going to be happy with the satisfaction that they get from you, and so on. So that is what we are preparing you for. And I just want you to know that we are here for you. Okay, you will find this program extremely important and interesting. Yes, so thank you. But let's take questions and some questions, if any. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you. Omani, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for your patience. I would like us to come up with our questions. So if you have any question, please go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. So we just have a few minutes. But while we are doing that, on the group, on the chat box, I just dropped a link there. So please kindly help us fill the feedback form. Okay, it helps us to improve on what we do. Okay, it helps us to improve on how we, serve you guys and deliver value to you all. So please go ahead to the chat box and help fill the feedback form. So if you have any question, you can go ahead and ask your question. Yeah.
Any questions?
Any questions, please?
So if there's no question, it's either that I did very well or I did extremely well.
Yeah, you did well, sir.
Sylvia, any question from you, Sylvia Anderson? Any question or any comment?
Hi, no, I don't have any questions at the moment.
Okay, great. But did you find it interesting? Did you find it useful to you?
Yes, I did. I particularly related well with a part you were talking about how complaints come as gifts. The fact that instead of harboring resentment against this customer who brought a complaint to you, or not taking it. How would I put it? Taking it very extremely low, you take it as a gift and see how best to resolve with this person and see things from their own point of view. So I did relate with that because I've had issues like that before. I was frustrated that day that the customer was, brought a complaint to me, and I'd say that I didn't handle it as good. So now I am seeing it from another perspective, and I would utilize that in my daily routine.
Thank you very much. Well done. John,
thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. So I can see Eunice. What do you think about the program? Which part of it, did you connect with? Over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I connected with, in fact, almost all the aspects you touched. And from the beginning, when you started with what customer really wants, those 5 points you raised, yes, they did touch, because I am going to make use. I used to see most of them from a very, very different angle, but you touched some part that I would use in my place henceforth. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you too. Thank you. Yeah, Sixtus, let's hear from the men. Over to you.
Well, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I really identified with the area of feedback, like you said, because in my industry, we deal a lot with reviews from our online agents and even from our guest complaints. And feedback is important for improvement.
Correct.
If you do not have correct feedback, if you do not approve feedback or encourage feedback, you might be losing customers before you know it. And if you need to respond to those feedbacks to create a customer retention or even customer satisfaction at the end, even though they might leave with a complaint, response might be they go back and say, okay, this is not how I thought it was, and come back. So I really enjoyed that topic. Thanks for being so summarizing and straight to the point.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, one more. Let me look for one more guy. Emeka, yes. Emeka, over to you. What's your takeout? Hello, Emeka. Okay, guys. I think we've done well. So, Omani, over to you.
All right, sir. Okay, so guys, I dropped the link for the feedback, and also to register for the upcoming webinar. Upcoming open training. Just like we have been briefed. Please, the link has been dropped also in the group. And let me say this: for many of us, I believe we are from one organization or the other. Okay. And this training, it can go in a bigger way. What do I mean? So we also offer corporate training where we liaise with we partner with your organization to come and train your team. Okay, it's not just on customer service. We offer other trainings on from other areas of your company. So you can reach out to us, and then you can strike a deal or a partnership to come and train your entire team. Okay, so this is not limited to just you alone. You can take this back to your company and reach out to us, and let's see how we can work together to deliver great value for your company. Okay, so let me know in the chat box if you're going to be registering for the next open training. I dropped the link already, but I just want to know if you're going to be registering. Let me know. I sure am. Okay, thank you very much, Silva Anderson. I really appreciate that. You can just follow the link. Let me drop it again. I've just dropped it again. So there's a form on that link. When you open it, you will fill the form, and then it's going to take you to how you're going to make payment. So yeah, we are going to also call you, because there's a box for phone number. So once you fill the form, you will get a call from us, and we're going to close up from there. Thank you very much, Eunice Ojutiwon. Yes, Ojutiwon. Yeah, I think I understand that. Thank you very much for showing high interest in that. Yeah, thank you very much, Silva Anderson. I believe we've all filled the feedback form. Please, it's very important to us. It helps us to do better in the next one. So please, let me paste it for us again. All right, that's the feedback form. Please help fill the form so that we can improve on what we do the next time. All right, it's 1:01, and we're going to be calling it off right now. Call it a day. I really appreciate you all once again. And for those of you that wants to register, fill the form, and we'll get back to you on a call. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, and good afternoon.